Have you ever felt like a storm was approaching, but you didn't know where it was coming from? One moment, everything feels calm, and the next, it all spirals into chaos. That's exactly what happened to BTS today. It all began in their practice room, a place usually filled with laughter, energy, and focused rehearsals. The day seemed like any other. Music blasting, jokes flying around, and the members were in their zone. But within minutes, everything changed. A small mistake by J-Hope opened the door to something far bigger than anyone could have imagined. Without realizing it, J-Hope accidentally projected a file onto the main screen. But not just any file. It was a highly confidential internal document, one that detailed HYBE's secret plans for BTS, outlining new projects, career transitions, and unreleased strategies. Plans that had never been shared with the public. The file appeared right in front of all the members. Jungkook froze. The brightness in his expression faded, replaced by a serious, confused stare. His eyes scanned the document, trying to make sense of what it meant. Taehyung, usually calm and composed, looked visibly shaken. His face flushed red, eyes wide with disbelief. "How did this document get leaked?" he whispered, but his voice cut through the room like a knife. What exactly was in this document? And why were their reactions so intense? The file contained sensitive information about a massive upcoming BTS project, something that could be a game-changer for the group's future. A global-scale plan that only a few executives within HYBE even knew about. The kind of plan that's meant to be revealed at the perfect time, not like this. Now, it was at risk of being leaked. And even worse, this tiny slip could lead to even bigger breaches. J-Hope, known for his bright energy and jokes, now looked deeply unsettled. He tried to brush it off with a smile, cracked a light joke, but no one laughed. Not even him. He knew the gravity of the situation. This wasn't just a small hiccup, it could have serious consequences. For BTS. For HYBE. For everything they'd worked so hard to protect. Taehyung moved quickly toward the screen, scanning every line, his mind racing. "If this spreads, we're in big trouble," he said sharply. Jungkook nodded in silence. He's the youngest, but even he knew this wasn't something to take lightly. The tension in the room kept rising. The group immediately reached out to management. A decision had to be made, fast. And maybe, this wasn't just a warning. Maybe it was a turning point. A quiet reminder from the universe that even the strongest need to pause, reflect, and realign. For BTS, this wasn't a moment of weakness. It was a moment of clarity. A chance to remember why they started. A moment to look at each other, not as global icons, but as brothers who've walked through fire together. Because in the end, it's not the stage lights that define them. It's not the awards, the fame, or the numbers. It's moments like this. When everything could fall apart. And they still choose to hold each other tighter. That's the heart of BTS. That's why millions believe in them. And that's why, no matter what storms may come, they'll never walk alone. Eventually, management acted fast. All digital documents were locked down. Access was restricted. A new internal protocol was introduced to prevent anything like this from happening again. Taehyung, though still tense, felt a little relief. Jungkook's expression softened as he realized they were gaining control of the situation. And J-Hope, although still weighed down by guilt, finally managed a small, sincere smile, knowing his members had his back. This moment served as a tough reminder. In a world constantly watching, even one careless second can open the floodgates to disaster. But that's what makes BTS so resilient. They learn. They grow. And they rise, stronger every time. For armies around the world, this may be a rare glimpse into the more vulnerable side of BTS. The side that makes mistakes, feels pressure, and carries an enormous weight behind the scenes. And yet, that's exactly why we love them more. Because BTS aren't perfect superheroes. They're real. They're human. And they carry an unshakable strength that keeps them moving forward, together. One thing is for sure, no matter what happens, BTS will always stand united. They'll protect one another. They'll protect their dreams. And they'll never stop protecting their love for the fans who have stood by them through everything. After the incident, the BTS practice room fell silent. But it wasn't the kind of silence caused by the absence of sound. It was a silence filled with thoughts, tension, and deep reflection. They knew that the world outside wouldn't wait. The cameras would keep rolling. The public would keep speculating. And the industry would keep moving. With or without them. But BTS is not a group that breaks easily. Every challenge has shaped them. Every obstacle has only strengthened their resolve. This moment may have shaken them. But it also reminded them just how vital trust is. Trust in one another, in their team. And in the millions of fans who love them unconditionally. Behind the bright smiles on stage. The laughter in front of cameras. And the flawless choreography they deliver. There are struggles, pressure, and burdens. That the public rarely sees. And it's from that hidden space. That we discover the true strength of BTS. They are not just performers. They are brothers. They are family. And they are a symbol of unwavering resilience. A bond that cannot be broken by one single mistake. In the end, this wasn't just about a leaked document. It was about how BTS chose to respond. With maturity, responsibility, and an unshakable trust in each other. That's why BTS is still BTS. Not because they are perfect. But because they keep growing. Keep learning. And keep protecting one another. No matter what comes their way. In the days following the incident, the atmosphere was noticeably different. Although practice had resumed as usual, there was still a lingering tension in the air. Every time the screen lit up, eyes watched it cautiously. Every time a file was opened, there was a brief pause. As if making sure everything was secure. Taehyung was quieter than usual. Jungkook kept a close eye on the technical side, making sure all digital documents were tightly controlled. And J-Hope, though smiling again on camera, knew deep down that this incident had shifted their perspective on privacy forever. HYBE management took immediate action. Security protocols were overhauled. Special technical teams were brought in to trace any potential digital vulnerabilities. Some major project announcements, originally planned for release in the coming weeks, were quietly postponed for a thorough internal review. But what stood out the most was this: BTS didn't let the incident crush their spirit. Instead of getting caught in fear or guilt, they used the moment to strengthen their communication. RM, as the group's leader, stepped up and reassured everyone. He reminded them that mistakes happen, what truly matters is how they rise together. Staff members close to the group even shared. This might have been one of the most real and heartfelt moments we've ever seen from BTS. There was no blame, no drama. Just honest conversations and calm, collective efforts to make things right. Then came a bold decision. BTS chose not to live in fear. They decided to turn this incident into a reminder of how important internal trust and communication really are. In a closed-door, private meeting, each member openly reaffirmed their commitment, not just to be more cautious, but to be even more honest and supportive of one another moving forward. Behind the scenes, their production team began preparing something unexpected. A private documentary project, not for public release, but for BTS themselves. The idea was simple: to document this chapter of vulnerability. So that one day, they could look back and see just how far they had come. Because this is what BTS is truly made of. Not just concerts, lights, and millions of fans. But 7 individuals who protect one another. Even when the rest of the world has no idea what they're going through. They are a symbol of strength. Not shaped by perfection. but by honesty, humility, and unwavering loyalty. And for armies, this moment serves as a reminder. Behind the sparkling performances and glowing spotlights, our idols are human too. They've been afraid. They've felt lost. They've made mistakes. But they've always chosen to face it together. They always choose to protect one another. They always choose to love unconditionally.